So, if you guys are new to the channel, please be sure to hit the subscribe button. Helps me out a lot. Obviously, grows the channel. Leave a like on the video if you do enjoy. If you don't, refresh the page. Let me know what you think the second time. But for those who are new, my name is Jayden Sormani. Welcome to the channel. I do all NFL content, fantasy draft, fantasy football stuff, mock drafts in the offseason before the draft, prospect scouting, fantasy rebuilds in Madden, realistic rebuilds, etc. Just all things football. So let's start off there if you guys are new to the channel, which I would imagine most people watching this are. But one thing to know about me is I'm a huge New York fan. Was born in Yonkers. Now I reside in Arizona. But Knicks, Yankees, Giants, those are my teams. So this is a weird situation that we're in right now. Obviously, if you guys can see the title, you know what this is already about. But where we're at is kind of weird, and how we got here is kind of weird. So DeAndre Baker, if you guys haven't heard just the condensed version of the story, if you guys want to read more on it, I'll leave some links to some articles and stuff like that are talking about it that are going to be more informative than I probably can be in the description. But the condensed version of this is DeAndre Baker was in Florida with Quentin Dunbar, some other people. They pulled up in some really nice cars, it was Lamborghinis, Benzes, that kind of stuff. To this party. It was just a big party that this guy was having. They ended up robbing the place, and the people in it taking, there was somebody had $800 in a Rolex that they tried to take, and basically DeAndre Baker pulled out a semi-automatic gun while robbing these people, and he even ordered one of the people that was also robbing with him to shoot somebody. Right now he's facing 4 counts of aggravated assault with a weapon and armed robbery with a weapon. So 8 total counts against him right now. If you are unfamiliar with in Florida, if you have 1 count, you can already face up to a maximum life sentence, as well as a $10,000 fine, which obviously the fine isn't the big deal in this situation. But this is all unscripted. This is all just raw. I'm not even going to edit this down. This is just straight up after this is done recording. I'm putting it right up to YouTube. Should take about an hour, so it's about 6:20 here. Pacific time, so it'll probably be up within an hour, I'd say, hopefully. But yeah, I'm trying to make this short, but he's pretty much done, man. If I had to guess, I don't see a way out of this one, man. That's a big thing. I mean, to say that it was stupid is an understatement. When you made it to the league, I mean, you are part of the less than 1%, less than 0.1% of people who try to make it to the league. I mean, it is a complete honor to be able to not only make it to the league, but to be drafted. A lot of people don't even get drafted. On top of that, a lot of people don't get drafted first round. It's an honor to be a first round, especially a guy who struggled his first year, but by the end of the year, Baker was looking very good. He was looking like he has figured himself out as a corner, and I was excited to have him be our number 2. Bradbury coming in would have been a very good help to him, I think. And he kind of just threw that all away really quickly with this incident last night. And I don't think it's going to settle in for him for a while, but he threw his career away. And, you can't take back him getting first round. You can't get that pick back. You can't get that trade back. But you can look and say this is a loss. If I had to guess, I wouldn't even think that Baker would be on the team by the end of tonight, by the time we all go to bed. I think he'll probably be off the team by then. If they want to wait until more stuff comes out, maybe he's still on the team tomorrow. I don't see a way that he lasts through the weekend, because this is a serious thing, and it's going to take serious repercussions. I mean, this guy is going to be probably in jail for a while. This is a very serious matter, and especially because he had a weapon, a semi-auto. It's not just he robbed somebody, which is already a bad thing in itself. Maybe you can get out with you pay your bond or whatever it is, you might be able to. This is beyond that. So stupid is probably the best thing you can say, even though it's such an understatement. It sucks, especially as a Giants fan. We haven't had the best run in with corners lately, man. We drafted Eli Apple to be our franchise corner. That was just a bad pick. It just didn't pan out. We had DRC towards the end of his career. He had some good years, and then he started falling off. Paige Norris-Jenkins, a bag, had some good years, started falling off. We really haven't had a solid set of corners. And, last year we had DeAndre Baker and Janoris Jenkins. Janoris Jenkins, we ended up moving. on from, and Baker kind of took on that number one role, and we kind of let it happen. He struggled a lot, but then he started to pick it up later on, and I think that was something that we were looking at like, hey, this is going to be good next year. We got some help with James Bradbury, who I think is a very, very talented corner. I think he's going to do very well for us, and Baker can be on that number 2 side, and we go from there. We have a good setup. It's not going to happen like that. Baker's probably played himself out of the league. I don't see any team giving this guy another shot if you're this young making these bad of decisions. Like, when you're young, I get it. You know, Johnny Manziel was partying, but he was able to get other shots, and it just this is pretty bad. I mean, like, I was joking around with my brother saying, like, how is it that Plaxico Burress isn't the most stupid Giant in NFL in our team's history? I mean, that guy shot himself in the leg. That's one of the stupidest things you could do as a person, is shoot yourself with a weapon. But this guy having 8 counts of aggravated assault and armed robbery is insane. That's you, dude. You have all the money in the world. I mean, you are already a millionaire at 22. You know, you pulled up to the house in, I think it was reported, a Lamborghini, a Benz, and a BMW were the 3 cars that they left in. How are you going to steal from people and leave in a Lamborghini? Like, it's so backwards. Now, I'm not going to be here to speculate on what this could be, if it's a bigger thing, maybe he's caught up in stuff. I'm not here to speculate that. Just for what has been reported right now, I don't see a way he makes it through the weekend, let alone tonight. And I think that overall, I mean, it sucks. It does. We just lost a first-round pick from last year who had a lot of promise, which it's going to be hard to replace. Corner's been a problem. I think now that we have Xavier McKinney, we can either try and make him a corner, or I think the better option is make Julian Love more of a corner, which could work a lot. I really like what Love is. That gives this oddly frees up some time for Love. I think Darnay Holmes, who I thought was a second-round talent, can slide right into that corner mold. I think he can be right there. We signed Drayvon Askew Henry, I think is his name, from the XFL, who had a really good XFL career. Maybe he'll be something. Sam Beal, hopefully he's healthy. Ballantyne, hopefully he's healthy. I mean, we definitely have options, but none of them are very top tier. But this sucks. I mean, it sucks as a fan. It's disappointing to see the poor decisions made. It's a really big question of character, because, you know, how can a guy like this pull something like this off and it not be a red flag to a team? Which, I mean, he was the first corner taken last year. So it sucks. I mean, there's not much else to say really about it. It's disappointing, definitely. But I think that as a team, no matter what happens with your team, you got to move on from it. As a fan, you got to move on from it. And I think that's what we have to do, obviously. It's going to be weird, but, I mean, this guy is probably going to be going away for a while. And I think he's pretty much sealed his career in the dirt. So it's a little bit of a stamp on the negative side for this upcoming season. He was one of the bright spots of this next season. How is he going to progress into year 2? Corners usually have a poor year 1, and the year 2 is where it shines. So I thought he was poised for a breakout, but I guess now it's just not going to happen. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. I mean, I'm trying to keep it short. It sucks, but this one's going to be uploaded right away. If you guys do like the content, if you're Giants fans and you just want to see other Giants content, there's plenty of it on the channel. I'll leave some probably popping up somewhere on your screen right about now. There should be there's a fantasy draft we did. There's a schedule breakdown, etc. So definitely go check those out. But if you did enjoy the content, or if you just like Giants football, or if you just like football in general, please be sure to leave a like on the video, as it does help me out a lot. And please be sure to subscribe if you are new. If you didn't like the video, please be sure to refresh the page as well. Give it another chance. Let me know what you think a second time. And without further ado, that is going to be it for me. I'll see you guys in the next one.